Good morning, everyone. Hi, Iya.
Hi, Pauline.
Let me just make you a co-host. Hold on. There you go. Hi, everyone. We already have a few attendees, Iya. What? But anyway, it's just 9:57 here in the Philippines, so we're just gonna wait for a few more minutes. And while waiting, guys, I hope when I share this video, the audio is working. So let me try. While I'm trying to share the video, how are you, Iya?
I'm good, thank you.
Everything's
It's
okay
a
there?
bit, yeah, it's a bit cold here. We're in winter, so hence
Uh-huh.
the jumper.
Here it's
Um,
not, even if sometimes it's raining, but it's still hot, you know.
Thank you so much for having me today.
No worries, because as mentioned even before, New Zealand is really getting traction for Filipinos. And yeah, it's really nice to have Massey here for our webinar. I believe you're the very first university that will be having for a webinar. Okay, I'll just share sound. Hopefully this one would work. Let me know, guys, if it's not like the video, I mean the audio is not clear.
Kia ora, I am Selena, and I've got the messy mic today. Let's go. I want to show you my favorite lecturer. A small group means you can always ask questions. Oh, there she is, Trish. She's amazing. Say hi to China.
Hi, China.
This is the library. When my English wasn't great, these guys helped check my essay. I've spent a lot of time here, lots of laughs. Yummy food? New Zealand has it everywhere. You've got to try the egg spinny. At Massey, you can find your place and the confidence to shine. Mic drop.
It's official. GoDaddy's been voted best hosting for small.
Okay. Oops. I'm lost. Hold on. All right. Well, I do have a double audio. Okay. All right, we do have additional attendees, and it's already 10. So I hope the audio was clear earlier, and we do have a few more um videos that we can actually share. Some of it are the campus tour, and I think on the presentation slide, I think Iya will be sharing a video, well, one video of Massey University. So yeah, again, guys, we're delighted to welcome Miss Iya Diza, Regional Manager of Southeast Asia at Massey University. So today she'll be sharing valuable insights about the university, its programs, scholarships, and what makes studying in New Zealand a rewarding experience. So Massey University is one of the New Zealand's leading universities, renowned for its innovative teaching, world-class research, and strong industry connections, with three campuses in Auckland, Palmerston North, and Wellington. And Massey University offers a very wide range of undergraduate and postgraduate programs. Some of the areas, business, aviation, creative arts, engineering, and even health and sciences. So without further ado, from the very cold place where Iya is residing now, Iya, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Pauline, and welcome to everyone. I'm going to go through a few slides, and if you've got any questions at all, if you don't want to forget what your questions are, you can just pop it into the Q&A box or just drop it into the chat box. Just quickly going around the room, I suppose, with our participants, can you just put in the city that you're in at the moment? I'm in Auckland, in New Zealand at the moment. So where are our participants coming from? What cities are they coming from? Please pop it into the chat box, and we're really keen to find out.
Oh, I think the chat box is, hold on. Let me see if I can. Oh, I'm not certain how to be able to have it on chat box. Maybe we can put it on the Q&A for now. I'm so sorry, guys. Yes, feel free to type in your where you guys are coming from in the Q&A box. I'm so sorry for that one.
So we've got two from Manila, one from Laguna, one from Makati. Anyone further down? Bulacan. Amazing. All right. Batangas. We've got, oh, Baguio. Wow.
Yeah, we even have in Baguio. Keep it coming,
Amazing.
guys.
Thank you so much for sharing where you are. Um, so my name is Iadiza. I am the regional manager for Southeast Asia and the Pacific at Massey University. Now, don't you worry about the logo where there's a Maori name. I'll talk to you about it in a little while. Let me just share my screen with you, and we can go ahead with today's presentation. Right. I hope you can see that well. Okay, fantastic. So we have been gifted the name Te Kuninga ki Purehurawa, which is actually a description of the lifelong learning journey that our students are at and what Massey University is doing to support that lifelong learning. So whatever you can dream of from inception to infinity, we are here to support your lifelong learning. That is what Te Kuninga ki Purehurawa stands for. This is our commitment to you, to your students, to the lifelong learners at Massey University. All right. So let's talk about rankings. A lot of people want to hear about, am I coming into a university that is highly reputable? This is actually from 2025, the 2026 QS World Rankings. We were ranked 230 in the world. As of 2027, the QS World Ranking, we are now placed at 215 in the world. We are first in Asia and Australasia for vet science. In fact, our vet science is now ranked number 19. Oh, sorry, number 14, 1-4 in the world in the most recent QS World subject rankings. We are also first in New Zealand for vet science, development studies, agriculture and forestry, communication and media studies, as well as art and design. And we are only one of three 5+ star rating holder under the QS rankings, which means you can expect really high quality, not just qualification, but you're coming into a university that supports our learners throughout, from your world-class lecturers all the way down to graduate and career outcomes. We are also New Zealand's only truly national university with 3 campuses, one in Auckland, Tamaki Makaurau, one in Palmerston North, Papaioea, and one in Wellington, Te Whanganui Atara. We have 5 colleges. Our largest is the College of Sciences, which is home to our vet sciences programs, our food, agriculture, animal sciences, food technology, information sciences, natural sciences, environmental sciences, and a whole lot more options in between. The next largest is our Massey Business School. Then we have our College of Humanities and Social Sciences, our College of Creative Arts, and our College of Health. As you can see, our programs are accredited, highly accredited, internationally recognized by different professional organizations and accreditation bodies all over the world, including the US-based Institute of Food Technologists. We have programs that are accredited by councils in New Zealand, professional councils in New Zealand. And you can see that it's across a lot of different disciplines. This is actually one of my favorite slides because it shows you that what students invest in, they actually get something out of. More than 83% of our students are in full-time or part-time employment within 6 months of graduation. 90% of them will be working in New Zealand. And in terms of graduate employment outcomes, we are ranked 157 worldwide. And this is because of the small classes, theory, practice, and project-based learning, built-in work experiences, and the industry know-how that our lecturers share with you. And we can say that this is the Massey difference. Our graduate attributes make us unique. We are holistic in our approach, where we give you opportunities to develop in a scholarly manner, to really be really involved and you really enculturated, and we offer you opportunities to become global citizens as well. So it's very hard to actually go through each and every program that we offer, because we've got more than 250 programs available at Massey University. But on the screen there are some of the unique and leading programs that we offer at Massey University. We've got agribusiness, agricultural science, and animal sciences. We are the only university that offers air transport pilot training and aviation management. We offer business. We've got highly awarded communication programs, a unique program in construction or built environment. Our design and screen arts are also highly recognized. We are always in the top 3 in the Red Dot Awards, which is an international recognition that's similar to or quite like the Oscar Awards, right? It is the Oscar Awards for design. Okay. We also have a unique program that focuses on leadership in emergency risk and disaster management. Our food technology is one of only 2 engineering programs that we offer. So one is food technology, and we also have software engineering, which is under our information sciences school. We also have info sciences, and this is another unique program that we offer. It's called Sustainable Development Goals. So if you're familiar with the United Nations Development Program and the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, our program in Sustainable Development Goals is the only one of its kind in Australasia, which focuses on giving you a framework to work within, which is the Sustainable Development Goals, and giving you the tools that you need to effectively engage in sustainability. We are quite well known for our screen arts programs as well. In fact, we two of our graduates have founded Weta Workshop. And if you're familiar with Lord of the Rings, the Avatar, those movies, the production company that helped come up with these movies, they are called Weta Workshop. And the founders and owners of Weta Workshop are actually graduates of Massey University. Okay. And then, of course, we've got our flagship program, Veterinary Science, which is, again, number 14 in the world, and it is highly recognized. So I'll just walk you through some of the key programs that we offer. Just a quick note that Massey University offers undergraduate programs through to Doctor of Philosophy. So we have preparation courses that will take you from a lower level of studies all through to your doctorate. So to kick us off with, we've got the Bachelor of Veterinary Science. It's a total of 5 years with one pre-selection semester. We also have the Master of Veterinary Studies on offer. So why choose Massey? Is because we are the leading vet science, the only vet science degree offering in New Zealand. We are ranked 15th, 14 in the world now. We are bachelor graduates from veterinary science. They can go ahead and practice in the US, in Canada, in the UK, Australia, and most of Asia. We've got connections in government for research in wildlife, animal welfare, and animal public health. We've got our own farms and facilities, including a newly renovated vet hospital, which is the largest in New Zealand. So if any of the animals need specialist care, they are actually taken to our vet hospital in Palmerston North. So careers include clinical veterinarian. You could specialize in oncology, ophthalmology, dermatology, epidemiology, and surgery. You could opt to become just a researcher, or you could be a specialist consultant. Then we have the Bachelor of Food Technology with two majors, food product technology or food process engineering. This bachelor's degree is accredited under the Washington Accord. Okay, so students who specialize in food process engineering have a pathway for professional registration to become process engineers. We also have two options in the postgraduate space. We've got Master of Food Technology, which is a research master's, and a taught master's called Master of Food Safety and Quality. This and the previous one, so food technology and vet science, are actually in the green list. So if your students are keen to look into some of the career outcomes, some of the training that they can do at Massey University to get them to that next step, please feel free to reach out to us. Next, I've mentioned this before, we also offer the only one of its kind in New Zealand, Bachelor of Construction. You can choose to do construction management or quantity surveying. There is now also design management, which is a new specialization under the Bachelor of Construction. Quick note that most ordinary business degrees can be completed in 3 years. And if they are specialized like engineering or med sciences, it could take you 4 to 5 years to complete the degree. Okay. Now, we offer postgraduate options in construction as well, with a number of different options, including construction project management, construction law, digital built environment, sustainable built environment, and quantity surveying. Keeping in mind that construction, the graduate outcomes like construction project manager, quantity surveyor, or surveyor, these are all in the green list as well. So there are really good outcomes for this particular qualification. I mentioned earlier that our programs are actually accredited. So this particular degree is accredited by RICS, Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors, and PAQS. Okay, sustainability and productivity. These are themes that are actually woven into the construction courses. Next, we've got another really good program. As mentioned, we are #1 in New Zealand for agriculture and forestry. So we have options in agricultural science, in animal science, and in agribusiness. Now, the nice thing about this Bachelor of Agribusiness or the Master of Agribusiness is that we actually marry two of our really great programs of study, two really good qualifications from highly reputable colleges, our Massey Business School and our College of Sciences. So it's a marriage of both worlds. We bring in the best of the best to train you both in the sciences area and in the business area. Okay. So some of the graduate outcomes include supply chain and logistics, biosecurity, agricultural production and breeding, and research and policy development. Okay. You can also, I also want to highlight the fact that more than 90% of the programs that we offer at Massey University have work integrated learning. So there are opportunities for you to already engage or be exposed to and have some experience in the workplace, in the at an employer, within the community, so that you can already practice what you're learning as you are studying at Massey University. So that means you could have internships, you could have co-op projects, capstone projects, you could have practicum, all built into the course that you are enrolled in. So in this case, if you're doing the Bachelor of Agricultural Science, you have at least 26 weeks of employment in agriculture. That's built into the degree. So you need to actually complete that before you're able to graduate in the course. Okay. There's another thing that we are offering that's quite unique is Master of Emergency Management. A lot of the offerings around this space in New Zealand focus on the engineering side of things. But this particular degree is focused on improving leadership capabilities in various emergency management roles across all sectors. Okay, so it's sector agnostic. We have over 20 years of disaster and emergency management research and teaching experience. Okay, some of the graduate outcomes are emergency management advisor, planner, intelligence officer, controllers, incident commander, public information management, crisis communication officer, community resilience advisor, and recovery manager. So those are just some ideas of the types of careers you can go into when you complete your Master of Emergency Management. Then we also have, as I mentioned, a unique offering called Master of Sustainable Development Goals. It's the only one of its kind in Australasia. It takes an encompassing alternative and active approach to address global concerns related to social, economic, and governance and environmental issues. Now, the first 2 semesters, we will give you all the tools you need, a framework to understand sustainable development, what that framework is, how do you actually use it, and then we give you 1 semester, um, anywhere from 8 to 10 weeks, around 320 hours of practicum work. We will work with you. We've got a list of placements that are available, but if your students have something in mind, they want to work for a certain industry, a certain company, they can work with their supervisors to secure internship opportunity or practicum work at their the desired industry, company, or organization. Right. So these are examples of where our students have gone to. So there's the head of comms and PR at EnviroNZ. There's a sustainability advisor at the Whangarei District Council. There is policy advisor for Ministry of Ethnic Communities, and so on and so forth. So there's a different, if you have a look at the graduate, where our graduates are at the moment, with this sample, you can see that it's not just one specific sector. Right. So those are just some of the programs that we offer. Now, for Filipino students, you can also look at, we're offering graduate diploma in learning and teaching, which leads to teacher registration, and they can choose from primary or secondary specialization. They do not need to have the NZQA assessment done, IQA assessment done. At the beginning, they can just apply directly to Massey University, and we will assess it based on their documents, the qualifications, and the work experience that the student has, including the English, meeting the English entry requirement. We only have one intake for that one. They start in January every year. It's intensive, so 3 terms where they do a few weeks of theory, then go straight into practicum, come back next term, same kind of schedule. But at the end of it, they're ready for their provisional registration, so they can go in and teach and be supervised. So at the end of 2 years, post completion of their graduate diploma, they can secure their full license to teach in New Zealand. Now, the great thing about this is it's also recognized in Australia. So if you complete this and get your teacher's registration in New Zealand, that can also be used across Tasman. Right. Okay. Now, most of the postgraduate options that I've shared with you in the previous slides are also options that students who are keen to apply through the Manaki New Zealand scholarship. These are some of the postgraduate programs that can be used to apply for that scholarship program. So if you want more information, please reach out to me as well. Now, Massey University, even if we have 3 campuses, students are actually able to expect the same type of experience. The only difference is each city has a different flavor. So Auckland City, being the largest city in New Zealand, is very vibrant. There's a lot of opportunities in Auckland. Very busy, right? But how we've determined what to offer in each of our campuses is what makes sense, in terms of outcomes, in terms of careers, what would make sense in each of the areas. So in Auckland, the training that we provide is mostly in business or construction. There is IT in our Auckland campuses. So those are our most popular courses in Auckland, and there are careers that would match those qualifications within Auckland as well. If you go further down, you go into Palmerston North. Palmerston North, there's a lot of agriculture. So that's why most of our sciences programs are actually based in Palmerston North, including food technology. We've got we've got our agricultural animal vet sciences down offered in that area as well. That is also home to our College of Humanities and Social Sciences. So our communication programs are either taught out of our Palmerston North campus or in Wellington. Okay, and then we've got our campus in Wellington. Wellington is not just the capital city of New Zealand. It is actually the creative capital of New Zealand. Hence, our creative arts college is located at our Wellington campus. So across all three campuses, we have recreation centers. We've got food outlets. We've got lots of green spaces and different types of simulation lab and workshop facilities, depending on what the program is that's available on each campuses. So on the screen, you can see that's a simulation lab where our pilots train. So that is actually located in Palmerston North, where our aviation school is situated. So that's just an example of what you can expect at Massey University. We are also home to the National Academy of Screen Arts. So we've got facilities for recording and filming on our Wellington campus. It is commercially graded, so which means should there be a requirement for recording or filming, for sound engineering, lighting, spaces for rehearsals for performances, for concerts and stuff like that, the industry can look to Massey University because our facilities are also open for the industry to use. Okay, so that which means our students have the opportunity to be connected with the industry whilst they're studying at Massey University. Each of our campuses also have accommodations, so we offer catered halls of residence. There are self-catered apartments and studio units available as well for Auckland, Palmerston North, and Wellington. We offer a variety of support services, including student health centers that are available on all three campuses. We've got disability support services, counseling services, we've got academic advice, among other things. We currently have our student ambassadors as well. These are international students that you can reach out to, have a chat if you've got any questions. They are current students. Sakina actually just graduated, but she has now joined our campus information services team. And if your students come over to the Auckland campus, they can actually talk to our former student ambassador, Sakina. We have a number of clubs and activities, all under the Student Association umbrella. The Student Association is called Te Tira Ahupai. They run a lot of events, and their organizations are various, including cultural and social clubs. They've got academic and sports clubs as well. I'm pleased to let you know that as of Monday, the Filipino students have launched the Filipino Student Association at Massey University from, I think it was from 17 who were keen they now have 52 who have signed up for the student association, and these are fairly new students at Massey University. Okay, right now the next few slides will be all about scholarships. We do have a number of scholarships available for international students. The scholarships up on the screen are for new students. But students who are coming back to do their second year, their third year, might have access to other scholarships as a returning student. So there are scholarships, for example, for agriculture and animal sciences for second year or third year students. There are special areas, subject areas where we get some scholarships from industry as well. So this few slides, they're just for new incoming international students. So we've got the Business Excellence Scholarships, the MBA Awards. The only one from these slides that will provide full scholarship is the Massey University Doctoral Scholarship, which is valued at 90,000 plus tuition fees. So this is for the 3 years. That the 90,000 can already cover your living expenses for the 3 years that you are here at Massey University. Okay. We've got Creative Excellence Scholarship, the Master's Research Scholarship, the undergraduate and postgraduate fee scholarships, and of course, we are one of a handful of tertiary education providers that are accredited under the New Zealand Manaki Scholarship, which is a full scholarship that covers your tuition fees and your living costs, and also provides for your accommodation and your flights as well. It's highly competitive. The applications will open early in the first quarter of next year. Okay. Right. Here we have the admission and enrollment information for students from the Philippines. So for undergraduate students who graduate from high school, doing the academic pathway, so they just need an average of 85%, okay, from their last year, from their year 12 in high school. Okay. That is the minimum academic requirement. And for English, we accept a number of English proficiency tests, including IELTS academic, Pearson Test of English Academic, TOEFL IBT, and Duolingo as well. There are others in the list. I think we've got 5 or 6 more on that list, but students can choose one that they prefer and just look for the equivalent of an IELTS academic overall 6.0 with no score lower than 5.5. Okay. It has to be, it still needs to be valid at the time that the student begins or starts their studies at Massey University. We can also accept 1 year of tertiary studies at an internationally recognized tertiary institution. Or if your students are doing IB or A level, we also accept provisional results or predicted results. So you can get them to start in our July intake. So we generally have 2 intakes, February and July. Okay, for most of our programs, they will have a February intake, and then a few will have a July intake. So students don't have to wait. Students who graduate from high school, if their programs have a July intake, they can start their application early, and then we just update their application, update their offer based on their results at the end of the school year. So if they do exams in March, they've got their transcripts in April or May, we can just update their offer based on their final grades and provide them a full offer, an unconditional offer, so that they can start with us in July. Okay. Now for IB and A level, we can accept the equivalent of an IB English A or B, or an A level E grade in an English intensive course, depending on what international program they've enrolled in. For postgraduate, generally, you just need to complete your university study. So bachelor's degree and an IELTS academic overall 6.5 with no score lower than 6.0. Okay. Now, don't you worry. When you submit an application and our admissions team have gone through all of it and see that the student hasn't met the direct entry, we can always recommend a pathway for the student. So if the student doesn't meet the direct entry into the bachelor's degree, they can start off at foundation or university preparation. If the student doesn't qualify for master's direct entry to the master's degree, they can do a postgraduate diploma and then progress on to the master's degree. Okay. We also provide English training. So if students want to study English with us, they can do English for academic purpose. We offer level 1 and level 2 through our Massey University College. Our Massey University College also offers our foundation or pathway programs. So if students don't meet direct entry, say for example, they finished high school but did not meet the 85% GPA requirement in their transcript, they can look at doing a foundation program with us. There's also an option for them to do a diploma of business, which is equivalent to the first year of the Bachelor of Business, which means once they complete the diploma of business and they meet the GPA requirement, they can progress to the second year of the Bachelor of Business. For students who don't meet direct entry into the Master of Management, there's also a graduate diploma that they can do, which then will be credited into their master's degree. So they only need to do 2 semesters of the Master of Management. Okay. We do provide internal testing for free for most of our students to determine their English proficiency when they go into our pathway programs. Okay. Now, the latest from our Massey University College is we're launching the pre-master's pathway. So for students who don't meet the GPA requirement to go straight into the master's degree, they can go into the pre-master's pathway. Okay. For those who don't quite have don't quite meet the academic entry, so not just the GPA, maybe they've only done 3 out of the 4 years of the bachelor's degree, we can, on a case-to-case basis, assess the student's qualification plus their work experience to gain entry into the pre-master's pathway. Okay. You'll notice that the IELTS requirement for the pre-masters is slightly lower than for the direct entry into the master's degree. So for pre-masters, we only ask that students have an equivalent of IELTS academic 6.0 with no score lower than 5.5, which is what we require for undergraduate programs. It's only 4 months to complete the pre-master's pathway. And you can actually, so Massey University is recognized by Immigration New Zealand as a pathway visa provider. So if students have multiple offers, so doing English plus a master's or English plus a bachelor's degree, or they're doing foundation plus a bachelor's degree or a pre-master's plus the master's degree, you can apply for a pathway visa that will cover the three different types of qualifications offered to you by the university. Okay. So if you're keen to know more about that and you've got a case for us, just let us know. Right. So under the pre-master's pathway at the moment, students can gain entry into the Master of Analytics, the Master of Business Administration, the Master of Finance, the Master of Professional Accountancy, and the other pathway where it leads to Chartered Accountant professional registration. Okay, so those are the master's degrees that we can use the pre-master's pathway to gain entry into. Okay. Now, just a quick snapshot. This is what you need when you apply. So for agents, you've got the agent portal, you lodge the application. Please make sure that you submit the application. Doesn't matter if you don't have all the documents ready, if you're missing one document or, you don't have the English yet, you can submit the application, right? Because if you stop midway and don't submit the application, you will need to come back to us to ask us for a reset so that the student's email account, which is already up on our system, will be removed from our system and you can start the application again. Okay. For PhD, there are other things that you need to consider in terms of submission. So I can walk you through that process once you have someone who wants to do a PhD. Okay. I will just give you an idea of some of the notable alumni we have at Massey University. This is Felix Lo. He is the Chief Executive Officer at Gardens by the Bay in Singapore. Okay. I've made mention of Sir Richard Taylor, who is co-founder, CEO, and creative director at Weta Workshop. There's Anthony McCartan, who is the screenwriter of The Theory of Everything, Darkest Hour, Bohemian Rhapsody, The Two Popes, and Whitney Houston's I Want to Dance with Somebody. Okay. Then the latest awardee, who happened to be a Massey graduate, Kate Hawley. She won the Best Costume Design for Frankenstein in the 2026 Oscar Awards. Okay. And we've got Jaden Randell. She is the voice of Moana in the Te Reo Maori version of the Disney film Moana. Okay, and she's also a runner-up for The Voice Australia in 2024. Okay, so just to wrap up nicely, I would like to share with you a quick video. I hope you enjoy it. Here you go.
At Massey University, we're here for what's next. We're here for the next Oscar winner, the next Winter Olympian, and the next global superstar. We're here with world-class academics.
I love teamwork. If you can grab hold of people's strengths and make them work together, then you can achieve amazing things.
We're bringing you cutting-edge technology.
Massey is a musician's lolly shop. My lecturers were really invested in my dreams and they did what they could to nurture them.
We're helping students realise their dreams with online learning.
I was snowboarding for New Zealand, but studying remotely and being near the mountains made it all possible.
We're here for talented humans. We're solving the world's problems.
It's world-leading, cutting-edge research that has a real impact, not only in New Zealand, but also internationally.
We've got the graduates the world wants.
My animated series got picked up by New Zealand On Air. It's just the dream to spearhead something creatively.
Welcome to your next home.
We bring people who have richness in their histories and in their backgrounds. We bring all of that worth and all of that gloriousness into our university.
Study at one of 3 New Zealand campuses, in Singapore or online. Massey University, here for what's next.
That's it, Namihi. Thank you so much for joining me for the presentation. Now I'm happy to take any of your questions today. I'll just close mine. I'll stop sharing.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Ia, for those wonderful information that you shared about your university. And to our attendees, we can also share some of the videos, the campus tour, because they do have on their YouTube channel. And yes, we do have a few questions here, Ia. Let me just pull it out and read it for everyone as well. So, for Master of Emergency Management, who usually applies for this? In which background?
The nice thing about our Master of Emergency Management is this open entry. That's why I made the differentiation earlier on that it's not from an engineering background. So, for example, you are a nurse, for example, and you want to transition into leadership roles, not necessarily in nursing, but in other sectors. You could do the Master of Emergency Management. You're a marketing executive, right? And you have interest in, you've done something around disaster or risk management, and now you're interested to take on a more senior role, but in disaster risk and emergency management, then you could train in this space. Another one that could be good is if you're interested in, say, health and safety. That's another one. Okay, you could actually do a Master of Emergency Management and look at leadership roles that are related to health and safety. These are all different backgrounds and different experiences, but all giving you an opportunity to upskill so that you can take on leadership roles in emergency, disaster, and risk management.
Got it. Thank you, Ia. So this one is for the offer of placement. How, sorry, turnaround time, how long shall we wait for the offer of placement to be issued?
Well, if you've got everything ready, we should be able to turn around within 48 hours.
Yes,
if the
that's
student
fast.
has all the documents, they meet all the academic requirements, then yeah, as quick as 48 hours.
Right. Okay. And this question is about English requirement in case they were not able to reach a passing score for just one skill. Do you accept one skill retake?
Let me just double check that. Okay. Yes, within 90 days. You have to sit.
Okay.
You can sit it once. So one retake within 90 days.
Got it. So still plenty of time to, like review and be ready for that skill.
I would just like to say, Pauline, that we don't just accept IELTS academic. I know that a lot of students would prefer to go through IELTS academic, but we do accept other tests as well. So I'm actually gonna share the answer there. So I've sent a link for the English language requirements that has a comprehensive list of all the tests that we accept. Now, there are cases where we can consider English waiver. For example, a student has just completed a bachelor's degree in the last 2 years, and the university is a recognized university, okay, and the bachelor's degree is a recognized bachelor's degree. We can have a look at that and consider an English waiver. Okay. The other thing that we can do is Filipino student already graduated, moved to a different country, Singapore, for example, and the medium that they use in the workplace is English, and they've been there for, substantial number of years. Then we can actually have a look at their CV, maybe a certificate of employment showing that the lingua franca within the workplace is English. We can consider that for an English waiver. So there are other things that we can use. But if straight out of high school from a local secondary school in the Philippines that's not doing IB or A levels, then we will need an English test for them. So they can also sit Duolingo, because we now accept Duolingo.
Yep. I think some of the questions is still about English requirement, which you've already shared. So let me check other question. Okay, this one about visa refusal. Regarding your admissions criteria, do you consider applications from genuine students who have had a perfect two
We
thumbs
don't
up?
discriminate. We don't discriminate. There are various reasons why you may have had visa refusal, but we as a university assess your qualification and your experience and your English skills. So that is what we do, and we're here to train. We're not here to judge, right? So don't worry about that. The thing is, what you need to really put forward, if you're a genuine student, then it should be partnering with agents like yourselves. You have a way to help present the student so their profile suits the immigration profile for genuine students, right?
Right, right. But for applicants who have previous visa refusal, do they still need to submit, like any document aside? Got it.
No, because
Okay,
they're
okay.
applying to us, so they only need to submit the requirements for the program that they are applying for. So whether it's academic or English requirements, or if they're going into selected entry programs like vet sciences, so there are other things that you would need to submit. If you're teaching, if you're going into graduate diploma in teaching, then you would need police certificate and all of those things as part of your application. So only the ones necessary to assess your eligibility for the program. That is all we need.
Yeah, perfect. I'm just gonna pick some questions because others were already shared, like scholarship. Yes, they do offer scholarships. Any pathway programs? Yes, they do as well. Um, so let me just put that on my Okay. Do you offer flexible study options online and hybrid? But for that one, Iya, say for example, the student prefer like at first they prefer to do it online, and then all of a sudden they wish to transfer onshore. Would that be possible as well?
There is an option. We don't encourage it because there is, for various reasons, people will choose to start off by a distance learning first and then want to come. Not a problem. For as long as we offer that particular program both as distance learning option and as study in New Zealand, you can do it. So for example, it's a good one. Bachelor of Construction. Okay. Our Bachelor of Construction, you can do it online. So say, for example, you feel like you want to start your Bachelor of Construction, your first year, stay in the Philippines. All good. After 2 semesters, you think, oh, actually, now I really want to see the campus. I want to study in New Zealand. We can transition you to on-campus learning. Not a problem at all. Some students, like I have one currently, who applied for distance learning for a Master of Communication, which is 1.5 years to start this July. Okay. So they were saying, oh, I'm going to withdraw my application and I'm just going to wait for Feb 2027 because I want to study on campus. So we've actually sat down with the student because Master of Communication can be learned by a distance or on campus. So we've said you don't have to. Just stay for this semester. When you complete the semester, you carry on your second semester in February on campus. So the student has actually started their master's degree first semester in their home country and is planning to transition in February. So there is a mechanism for that.
Yeah. And how about for programs that are available fully online? Are those also eligible for post-study work visa? It's not.
No, because the post-study work visa, according to immigration, it is based on the study that you do in New Zealand. So you have to be in New Zealand to avail of the post-study work visa. So for those students that actually transition from distance to on-campus learning, depending on what your situation is. So for example, the bachelor's degree. So 1 year, the first year in distance learning, and then the second year and the third year to complete the bachelor's degree done in New Zealand. Immigration will have a look at that and say, okay, you only studied for 2 years. So the duration of your post-study work visa can be up to 2 years.
Yeah.
So if you complete all 3 years in New Zealand, you get 3 years. If you complete at least 120 credits 1 year of the master's degree in New Zealand, then you still get 3 years.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you for that one. Are there any double major for undergraduate and postgraduate that you guys offer?
We offer double majors, a major and a minor, just one specialization, no specialization. So there's a combination that you can do at Massey University. We can also do double degrees if you want to do. There's an option for you to do that. We do have a campus in Singapore as well. So if students want to do Bachelor of Business or Bachelor of Information Sciences, they can study in our Singapore campus and finish the bachelor's degree in 2 calendar years.
Okay,
which
so
is
it's a
shorter
fast
than your 3 years if you come to New Zealand. But that is also, we can also look at a package offer where you do your bachelor's degree in Singapore and then you want to do your master's degree. We can give you a package offer and you can do the 2 years in Singapore. And then when you're ready, you go to New Zealand to do your master's degree. So that's also
nice.
available, right?
Okay. And any support services that does exist for international students, say the student is behind academic or any mental health or career
Okay.
services?
We've got very comprehensive support services for our international students. In fact, Massey University is the first university in New Zealand to offer student coaching. Okay. So this is a data-driven type of coaching. We've had a look at, trends and, what are signposts to determine the type of student that might fall through the cracks. So from the very beginning, they're already connected to student coaches, student achievement coaches that are there even before you start, having difficulties or facing challenges. The problem with a lot of students, not just international students, the problem with students is they don't know they don't ask. So they carry on, they carry on. I can do it, I can do it. And then it's the last assessment and they're failing. And, that's when they go, oh, I don't want to fail this paper, but didn't ask throughout. So we've found a way to kind of identify that cohort of students and connect them straight away at the beginning of their journey. Okay? We've got academic advisors. So academic advisors, even now, as the student applies for the program of choice, they can connect with our academic advisors who can tell them more about the courses, the outcomes of the programs, the combinations that they can do in terms of majors or minors, or if they want to do double degrees. They can help the students create a study plan to ensure that they have the right progression in terms of combination and progression in terms of the courses that they take so that they can actually finish in the prescribed time. So if it's 3 years, they can have a 3-year study plan. And that will tell them, this is the paper that you take in semester 1, semester 2. These are your electives that you wanted. We'll put them here and there. So they've got a full study plan. So that's academic advice. On campus, we have our own health centers. We've got our own nurses, GP, and counselors. So students don't have to go too far. They just, if they're on campus, they need someone to talk to, they need to see a doctor, they just go to our health center on campus. So those are just some of the things that we actually offer our students. We've got chaplaincy as well. We've got faith groups that meet. We've got the student association that has different clubs as well. There's well-being coaches as well. So there's a whole lot of support services around students. We also have, we've got the campus information services on each of our 3 campuses. They are the go-to. Ask me anything. If I don't know the answer, I will point you to the right person. So it's a catch-all.
And because of that, yeah, I do have a follow-up question. So for international students, I'm just curious, what are the common challenges they face upon arrival, particularly for Filipinos?
I think the most common one, Filipinos, actually Asians in general, we don't want to ask because, saving face, nahihiya or embarrassed, So I think the one thing we tell our international students is that it's okay to ask. If you don't ask, you don't get. Here in New Zealand, if the teacher says, are there any questions? They're actually waiting for you to ask. Because when no one asks, they assume everyone understands. Most lecturers will have open door policy, which means when they're there, you just stop and ask them a question, or if you have any concerns about the content, or if you want clarification, or some advice, or some direction, they are there to support you. Okay? So we need to get over that hiya.
Yeah. Yes, that's true.
Because
That's true.
the services are there for the students. They just need to reach out. Right? There's a lot of communities here. So as I said, the Filipino students have just launched the Filipino Student Association for Massey University. And they're very excited. They're very keen. It's a really supportive group. It's a close-knit group of students who are, the age ranges from youngest to, a little bit more sophisticated, right? So they are there to support and, help people connect with other people as well. So that it's not just social aspect, but it's that community, because Filipinos always look for that community, right? So we like being connected.
Right. I couldn't agree more. In the class, yeah, how many students usually the university has?
You can't compare it to the universities in the Philippines, because universities in the Philippines, if you wanted to enroll in a certain class, you sometimes when you do the registration for the classes, right, at university, the queue stretches out through around the building, or, you know, outside outside the door, and then they say, okay, there are no more slots. It's not like that. So classes depending on what level. So the more specialization, the more specialized it becomes, the smaller the classes become. So you could actually be sitting in a class of just less than 10 students when you're in that specialization. But at the beginning, you would have bigger groups like 30, but not so big that that lecturers don't know who you are. Small enough that you actually know who your classmates are and you have connection with the lecturer. The lecturer knows you by name. It's not just, oh, her or him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, let me check if we do have any more message or questions.
Okay, the work
Yes.
integrated learning, I
Yes.
will send you a link on our website. So more than, as I said earlier, more than 90% of our programs have that available. Okay. So uh, you could be looking at capstone projects, simulation, case studies, internships, work placements, all of those things built into the programs. Okay, so that's one component. So as you're studying, you're already doing that kind of exposure to the working environment. The other side of it is another support service that we offer, and I'm just trying to get the link. Okay. So we've got a career services team. Okay, so they have their own portal. Just find the right student career development. Okay, so I'm dropping the link in there. So basically, they provide you with training resources so that you can upskill. They also have their own portal where you can watch videos, you can connect with other students, you can join their events like career talks or networking fairs or career fairs. They also have their own portal where you can look at available jobs, not just within Massey, but also where we're connected, the community at large. So part-time, full-time jobs. This is also accessible to students who have already graduated, to alumni. This is also accessible.
Okay. Yeah, she shared the on the chat box. So the links there. And before we wrap this up, yeah, any last few words with our agent partners about Massey, about studying in New Zealand?
It is a really great experience. It's a big step, okay? But the we are here to partner with you. So please, again, don't hesitate to reach out. Don't hesitate to ask. No question is a stupid question. We are all here to learn from each other as well. So if you've got specific questions like a certain student profile, you don't know what program to match them with, please reach out to us because we can help. We'll give you a few options of what it is that they can consider. We'll give you a little bit more background around those qualifications, what the career outcomes are. We'll give you alternatives, right? So we are here as your partner. So if you need any support, any help, more materials from us, you want to invite us to do a webinar, do one-on-one counseling with your student, please just reach out to us. So for the Philippines, I am assisted by Christian Sutisna. He is based in Jakarta. He's currently traveling. That's why I'm presenting. But the two of us, we tag team to assist our agents, to talk to your students, to train your counselors as well. So if you need bespoke type of training, like if you want training on a particular industry or on a particular program, please let us know. We're more than happy to sit down with you and walk you through.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that one, Iya. And again, we'll be sharing the post email webinar after a few days with all the marketing materials we can give our agent partners. And as what Iya mentioned, just let us know if you do have any students, whether it's a cold or hot lead, if you do have any fair online or offline, if it's possible for the team to be here, do let us know. And thank you so much, Iya, for your time. Thank you, our dear attendees, for participating and shooting questions across our webinar. And yeah, have a great Thursday afternoon, everyone. Talk soon, Iya. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon.
Kakite, thank you. Bye.
Bye.